welcome to Access Paranormal's podcast. Just me tonight, but I'm just saying me. We've got Aimee from Shadowhunters UK and Moxley from Moxley's Paranormal World. So welcome to Mill Street Barracks.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Oh no, you're more than welcome. I know you've been before. You came with Haunted Scouts, you were guest as theirs.
Yeah.
And you met Jonathan then, didn't you?
Yeah.
You did.
Me dad. So you're back here tonight and it's just the three of us, isn't it?
Yes.
And a little bit later on we're going to be doing a paranormal investigation which you can see on L35 or hear on L35 radio. So I'm going to go to the lady first.
Yeah.
Go on, off you go.
Thank you.
So Aimee, you're into urban exploring and paranormal as well, because we've got some interesting stuff tonight. So
Yeah.
I've been pottering about. How did you get into the exploring, or were you into the paranormal first?
Paranormal first.
Was you? I
Yeah.
didn't expect that.
Yeah.
So from the paranormal to the urban explorer, how did that work? And it's mixed in well, hasn't it?
Yeah, massively. So I was into paranormal. I've been fascinated from being small, purely because of experiences. And then growing up, my nanny's pub was haunted. My auntie's house, it was that bad they had to move out. Experiences I've had growing up as well. So then I've always been fascinated, and then I'm watching YouTube and seeing old Moxley and a few others.
That's been Garfield.
And I love the exploring side. I like history, and as a kid I was one of those, I used to love going on adventures. So I'd find, from where I live actually, Denton was the old hatting town. So
Nice.
we had all the hatting mills and stuff around us. There's not many of them left now, most have been knocked down. But as kids, we used to be gallivanting about in abandoned buildings and stuff like that. So I like the explore side of it. Well, yeah, and it comes hand in hand as well.
Yeah, and then
it's cool.
you went from the paranormal to the urban exploring, and they both merged in.
Yeah.
What was it? Did you go off the paranormal for a little bit and then go into the exploring, or did you just go straight into both?
Both gelled, same
Both
time
gelled.
really. We've been out as well. I mean, I like going out and the explores. Don't get me wrong, I love it because I just get lost in my own little world when we go exploring and stuff. I like to see it's stuff out there that nobody else will be able to get to see. A lot of the places have been knocked down and stuff, and it's history. It's amazing to see as well. It's amazing to see. I prefer the old historic buildings and not the old prefabs that are flung up now these days. So
Legos.
yeah, it is, isn't it? That's all it is. It's horrible. Cardboard boxes.
It is. I mean, I always say that. I mean, I'm into my history and everything else, and I always say they can't build like they used to.
No, that's all.
No disrespect to the builders now, because that's the way they've been told to build. When you think of Victorian houses, they're rock solid.
The architecture as well blows you away. Go around Manchester, it's like Liverpool as well. I go around Liverpool. In Manchester, I can walk through Manchester, take a little ladder. And I love the higgledy-pigglediness of it, because it shows you all the different eras, and it fascinates me. So much different architecture and how it changes. It amazes me, and I love that. It fascinates me, but I love history as well. History is like, I love it. Love history. So yeah, I'll never stop doing it.
No. And Moxley, just to say, you've both got your own YouTube channels.
Yeah.
Yourself, I've watched quite a few of your videos. They're of course still videos, aren't they now, even though it's on YouTube?
Yeah.
They're not even videos anymore, are they?
No.
But yourself, were you into the paranormal first, like Aimee, or?
I was into the paranormal since like Aimee, a young age. My first memory of anything not normal was seeing my nana at the end of my bed with my granddad downstairs and saying, "Nana's here," and she'd been dead 3 years at the time. So seeing that, so I've always been fascinated with the paranormal.
Right.
I've lived in 2 separate houses that was unexplainable. One, we had to have a priest around to bless the house because there was stuff going on. Oh yeah, it was horrible, absolutely horrible. Then we moved from that house and moved to another one, which was even worse. And we only managed to stay there 6 months, and we had mediums and stuff coming in and doing all sorts for us. But that got really intense. A lot of personal stuff happened in that one. So then I went off it for about 5-6 years, didn't really do anything. Then started doing a bit of urban exploring, doing your video pictures and stuff for Instagram. Then it just started coming together. Started hearing stuff, even as well I knew I was in a building on my own, not recording, just taking pictures, but you could hear like walking above you and it's like, there's nobody else here. And then it was just me and the wife sat down, I was telling her and she said, why don't you start doing some videos, just capture what you see, wash it out there and you can still take your pictures. And that's where I am now. I met this one, messaged me and asked me to come along to an event with her, so we did.
You've been working together ever since?
Yeah, pretty much, haven't we? Tried getting rid of her a couple of times, but can't get rid of her. Even tried taking her back to the same place we began in. She wouldn't have it.
Was that an asylum or was it just a normal?
No, that was actually Answorth Mansion in Manchester.
Yeah.
That's where we first properly met, wasn't it?
Yeah. So he was, because he's local.
Yeah.
Because it's like, there's not many, well, you were the only like Mancunian one that I've seen really.
Yeah, the only one who said yes.
You're the one that said yeah. Go on now, I'll see what she's like. It's stuck with me now. So yeah, but because he was local and because I watched his videos as well, it was like, if I ask, probably won't say no. Probably won't say no. Probably won't say no. Definitely won't say no. Probably won't say yeah. And he's like, yeah, of course. I was like to Louise, my niece, I was like, they said yes. I was like, they said yeah. And that was
from
it
Del Monte.
Yeah.
So how long have you been working together then as urban explorers and paranormal investigators?
About 2 years.
2 years.
Oh right.
Yeah, it's been about 2 years.
About 2 years.
Because I was only doing it a year before that, doing the content for YouTube and stuff. It was only 3 years doing that. This October coming.
Wow. So it really has escalated for you.
Yeah.
But
I just love being out there doing, like Aimee was saying a minute ago, it's the history of the places that we're going. Some places we've been, you go back now, it's just dead land, there's just nothing there. So, and you can go back to your video and you can sit and watch your video again and see how it used to be. So that's why I like to put the urban exploring in first, walking around the place. Then if we get a feel, don't we, then we jump into paranormal, then see if anything matches up with the history of the place and what you're getting through, like on your devices and stuff. So it's all interesting.
It is fascinating.
Have you been to places where you'd say, I'll never go back there again?
At the time, we've been to a few, haven't we? But we end up going back, don't we? We do end up going back, so they said, not going back there. There's something not that nice in that place, but then you end up a few months back, you're back there again.
Yeah.
Well, Aimee, you were saying before, weren't you, about a place that you go back to, you're drawn to, 3 of yous.
Yeah.
And it's something to do with the what's it called?
It's named the Screaming House. I don't know why it's named the Screaming House, but it's named the Screaming House. I've been, the first time I went, it was just off. It's apparently, supposedly linked to a cold case murder. Now, it's not proven that it is, but it's supposedly linked to a cold case murder.
It's all there online.
It's all online to see.
Because it was the last place she was seen alive on it, so that's why
so
they say
that story, it draws you in. It's like, okay. And I'd seen people doing this place, and I thought, you need to experience for yourself, so I'm going. So I went the first time round, it was off. Second time round, you come with me, and it was just... It was awful, wasn't it?
It was, to be fair. It's much worse than what I thought it was going to be. No, it's not that bad. But we didn't even get to the place and you already seen the shadow come from the bushes to the car.
Is that what you were saying? The car crouching down?
I thought there was a dog there. I was walking down the road. And it's pitch black, this road. It's very little street light. You can't have your torches on because the neighbours are really nosy. You don't want to be like, drawing attention to yourself at that time of night like a burglar. So
I always do, all in black.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, you always go black.
Always going black.
So we're walking down this road, and I said, just stop there, because I thought there was a dog, and it was like this height, and it blacked out the bumper of the car, but then it just changed shape, as if it just went bigger, and then, and the way it went into the bush. Now, if it was a person or anything, you would have heard it. There was no sound with it. It was solid. There was no sound with it, which was like, and where did it go? What was it? It weren't us, because you can't, the street, your shadow was that way.
Yeah.
Right.
And he's like,
So you
what's that?
couldn't debunk it in any way.
No, there's no way of debunking that.
So that night was awful because 2 nights before I did a night terror where I felt like something was in my bedroom and it crawled its fingers up my back, and it was the day after I said to you, I said to you, didn't I? Let's come on, we'll just go to the screaming house. It was just off the wing. It was after o'clock at night,
Yeah,
wasn't
it was my first time there as well, so it was like, yeah, I'll come along, I'll come and check it out with you. And
we went in, and I think we've been in there for about, we had a wander around, took pictures and stuff, in about 20 minutes in or so. I'm stood in the corner, and it's funny, this corner is something, you always feel something in this particular corner of the house. And I had that on my back.
Again.
And that, I went to my knees, didn't I? And
yeah, we almost called it,
up,
didn't we?
everything. I couldn't get, I was like that because it felt personal, and I can't explain that. It's almost as if it knows you're coming, and I've never ever experienced a place like that.
But it's funny because I don't know how far away you live from the screaming house, and you got it in your house, and you got it in the screaming house. So did it know you were coming and was warning you at the house, at your house?
Possibly. Because I'd see, you know about the shadow that I see at my house.
Yeah.
It's like
Still?
it peeps, peeps in my house. My little lad's seen it, he's seen it pop up at the end of my settee. I was like, Now I don't know where that started from, I've got a feeling it come from the Park Hotel.
It's followed you.
But I don't know whether it is from there, or whether it's from the screaming house, I don't know. But
a lot of stuff can lay dormant for a long time before it starts showing itself as well. And you've been doing it, what, 17 years?
Yeah.
Not on YouTube, obviously
No.
not on YouTube, but you don't know what you've triggered. You could have triggered something. That shadow could actually be something warning you. Don't go to this place, and then you end up going back to that place.
Well, I see it comes. I see it in my hallway all the time. I could be watching the telly, and I'll go and I'll know it's there because I can feel it. It's hot. I can't explain it.
You know when something's there.
And my little lad was, because I've got a corner sofa. My little lad was there, and he just went, "Mum, what?" He went, "Something just popped its head up at the side of the settee," and I was like, "Oh, I'm not saying anything because I don't want to scare him." And then he said it again, where he's seen something like peep back.
Right.
Because I know what he's seeing, it's what I've seen. From the other house, he said he's been in the house before, now he said, "I know something's hovering near the bedroom door." I went, "Please don't say that, because my side of the bed's here, next to the bedroom door."
And does your other half believe in what?
Yeah, he does. I'm trying to get him out. He wants to come out.
But
He doesn't know, I think, because he's never done an investigation. He'd love the exploring, he'd love that, but knowing me, I'd go out and go, right, bring out my equipment and we're going to do a paranormal investigation, and he'd be like, "Oh, I don't know I don't think he knows what to expect."
But you both take your paranormal equipment with you.
Yeah.
So every time you go on an investigation or an urban explorer now, you must have an investigation with you as well.
Well, we're taking because we've been to multiple places where we've done the explore and you just don't feel anything.
Yeah.
So we've gone back at night to try and amplify it with some equipment. So sometimes you just don't get it, so you just abandon it, move on to the next one. But always got our equipment with us when we're going out, just on the off chance. Unless we're like a private investigation, then we've got it obviously for sole purpose, just for that.
And Moxley, yourself, what experiences have you had that you'll think that was just too close to comfort?
Yeah, I've had one actually whilst doing the YouTube. I went to, it was an old barn, people were calling it a demon barn. A lot of stuff had been going on there. Been there a long time, abandoned, been abandoned for about 30 years. But dog walkers, people jogging, people taking the kids for a walk. You can actually walk straight past it. You can literally walk up to it and go in. And walking around with the wife one day, I was listening to a couple talking, and they were saying, "That's that place there." I'm like, "That's I've been nosy here, listen to this." And like, yeah, we were walking through there the other night and we seen shadow, something moving, walking around, and like weird noises and crying.
Yeah.
And the husband was saying, "Oh yeah, we've heard, my mate, he's been in and said that he's had weird feelings and stuff. And then just when you're just piggybacking off somebody's conversation,
Yeah.
I said, last time I'm going to come back here at night. Went back, done my investigation, and I could hear stuff. It's not like somebody run past me. So it's like, right, okay. Went out, checked, nothing. Nobody there. You'd know because it's cobble like,
Pathway.
paths and stuff. It's like, that was weird. So carrying on, and I could just get this weird sensation like something's going to happen, something not nice. Then when your body's tingling and stuff, you can feel it. So done the investigation there, and somebody said, do a Ouija board.
Oh.
Thought, no, well, I'm not going to do it. I've not got a Ouija board with me tonight. So finished up, got in the car, and the weirdest thing, I was just driving down the road and I've got a sensation like somebody was in the back of the car.
Oh.
So I'm driving down, and I've got them, and I kept looking and thought, no, I'm doing, it felt like somebody was going to show themselves. So I just moved it so I couldn't see it. Thought, if there's something there, I don't want to see it whilst I'm driving. And I pulled up outside an old farmhouse that I'd done previously a couple of years before, gone now, the Port Guy's farmhouse.
Yeah.
So I pulled up, and I know it sounds stupid, I walked over and I went into the house and I stood there saying, if anything's with me, you're not welcome to follow me, you have to stay. Is that you?
I breathed in.
You were
Yeah.
like a voice, like a female voice.
Yeah. That's why I looked at you.
No,
I looked at you as well then.
I was breathing.
It wasn't a breathing, it was a sound.
It was the sound. And I tell you what, every time I speak about this one, I always hear a voice.
Why did
It's
you have to
strange.
bring it
Right.
As strange as it is,
there
I
now.
spoke about it to friends before, and the exact same thing that just happened there happens each and every time. To back to it, so pulled up, jumped over the fence, went into the house and said, if there's anything here that's followed me, you can't follow me anymore, you've got to stay here. Come out, jumped back over, got to the car, and you can tell when the atmosphere's changed. Sat in the car for a minute, it was gone.
Right.
And it was just like a heavy weight lifted off my shoulders. So I drove off, and a few days later the building got knocked down, turned into apartments. So
Lovely, isn't it?
Well,
yeah.
The funny thing
But
is,
that was the weirdest feeling I ever had. That out of everywhere, that'd have to be the one that stuck with me the longest. I have had some stuff happen, but that was the worst one.
well, this is why I'm hesitant in places, because a few years back, my partner's daughter had a house not far from here. And one night I was in there, I was just sitting there, minding the little one, him and he'd gone out with her somewhere. And I thought a partner had come in. And I went, Martin, is that you? I actually heard footsteps going through. So he's waiting in the other room to jump out at me, because he's a bit of a comic like that, you know, he'll make you jump and that. So I'm looking, I'm thinking, that's not Martin. And all of a sudden the atmosphere changed, you know, you just think, oh. So grabbed all the little one and said, come and sit over here with me. So he sat there with me. And like the chair was there and the door was to my right. And I was looking. And the whole door, I could see the stairs, you know, the white on the stairs, like the banisters. And all of a sudden it just went. The whole thing went, and it was pitch black. And a friend of mine, Michelle, I rang her up. I said, look, this is what's happening. Can you help us? Because she can do clearance and that. And as I'm talking to her on the phone, Millie and her daughter comes back. So put the phone down. I said, I'll ring you back. Put the phone down. And I explained everything to them, what had happened and that, without the kids hearing me. And I said, it was just the tense. It was just weird. It was strange.
Yeah.
Anyway, a couple of days later, Michelle come down and she done the clearance thing. And we were at the bottom of the stairs. And she put something on the stairs. She went to me, go and put your phone at the top of the stairs, or do something. Seriously, I've got to go to the top of the stairs. So I was like climbing up the stairs and stretching as far as I could to put the thing with my phone or something. Oh, that's right, yeah. That was before she came. Put the phone at the top of the stairs. She'd done this thing, and she said that'll calm me. So I had to go back up and get the phone again. Not that I wanted to do that. A couple of days later, that's when they come down. They'd done the clearance thing, and we went round with them and done the clearance thing. And she put this thing on the stairs. I don't know I can't remember what it was now. And as it went towards, you could hear something, and all of a sudden it went, Mummy. And I went like that. And she went, ignore it. Ignore
You
it.
just give me chills.
It's not what you think it is. Ignore it. And after that, they never had an issue in the house
Oh, you just
for
give
a
me
while.
chills, that was awful.
But that night I was going home. I was living somewhere else and I wasn't living with Mary. And I was going home and I was driving along in the car. Same, it's exactly what happened to you, Moxley. Something in this car with me.
It's a weird feeling.
And I knew there was something in the car. And I was driving along. I was getting more scared like that. I was going, what am I going to do? I'd gone down the lanes, country lanes, and I knew there was something there. And I got onto the where the Moxley Safari Park is, and I just pulled over there, and I just said, "Get out of my car!" You know, screaming.
Yeah.
On my own. You can hear, you know, you're on your own,
yeah.
or you think you're on your own. And I just shouted at it and everything else. And after that, it just went calm in the car. So I rang Maria and told her what had happened and that. And that was the creepiest thing that ever happened to me in the car. So I know how you felt.
Yeah, it's...
You know,
Well, I was
it's
driving home
strange.
from the Screaming House because the three of us, it said to you, it's like it seems to be more attracted to females, and it's weird how it's like drawn me, Lottie, and Jasmine together. It's strange. I can remember getting onto the motorway, driving home, and I must have been driving for about 15 minutes. Next thing, I'm at the slip road coming off the roundabout. I'd literally lost 40 minutes. I've not fell asleep, nothing.
Wow.
And that's gospel. I've lost that part of my journey getting home. This was last week. I can't remember. I can remember like coming off at Aimee, my junction where I come off to come off
Yeah.
into where I live. Yeah, I'd lost that.
So you're literally 5 minutes from home.
And I was like,
that.
how?
You
Because
can't
I
explain
messaged
it,
them
can
and I
you?
said, I literally cannot remember my drive home. And you know, because I've done it before now, we've been out all night and you can feel yourself nodding. You can still remember your journey.
Oh yeah.
I've lost about 40 minutes worth of driving time. I don't know.
But sometimes
that's
you can do that,
frightening.
can't you? Have you ever done
Yeah.
that where you get home and you think, God, I can't remember the route.
Yeah.
I can't remember that.
I've
But
done
40
multiple
minutes
times.
is a long
It
time.
it actually
Yeah.
like
It is,
it
yeah.
scared me. And I was like, how have I lost that? That's a whole chunk of time. Where's that gone?
Same is.
That's weird. It's strange. And we've all had dreams about the place. And then did I tell you about the two black cats?
No.
So the day after, I mean, I was shattered, so tired, really drained. It took me, we went out on the Friday, did we? Last week?
I think it was a fact.
From Monday to it's all week I was just shattered from this invest. And about then after it gets, I was going to put in some rubbish in the bins at the front. I opened my front door and I went, oh, the black cat just sat there looking at me. I was like, you're new, never seen you around here before now. And I went like, oh God, there's another one. There was one there, and they both just sat there. I was like, where have you these? I've never seen any black cats around on my street. There was one there, both in my front, literally where my front door is. I was like, okay, so I put rubbish in and ran back up and shut the door. I was like, Nick, he went, why? There's two black cats outside and I don't know why they're there, He went, oh. But it was just like, oh my gosh, they just both just sat there looking at me. Weird.
It's a strange world, isn't it? we
It
live in?
is very strange.
You know when you go on these, you on your urban exploring, when you're heading to these buildings, what's going through your mind? What are you thinking about when you're going? Because I mean, when you go for the ghost and you go, oh, I can't wait to see what happens on the night. But when you're urban exploring, anything can happen.
Yeah.
It
could
can.
be on, you can end up with the police.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you can end up with somebody kicking you out, so you can
Yeah.
end up with other urban explorers there.
To be honest, for me, I don't really think about it.
Just do it.
I just go there, open-minded, like, if I can get in,
Yeah.
it's open, I'll go in and check it out. That's the only thing that I think of. Sometimes, depending on the place, you can get nervous, can't you?
Yeah.
It's like, like St. Joe's, for instance, turn up, you know some of the floors are going to be dodgy, so...
Gotcha.
Yeah, I fell through one. I did fall through one of the floors there.
There was one.
So,
Is that the one in Manchester? There's one in
the
Manchester.
one in Preston, the one that's just been knocked down.
There was one on the corner. I think
Eh?
you were
St.
in there.
Thomas. Workouts.
I think it was. You were with somebody else there as well. It might have been you actually. And you were inside it. I trying to explain where it was. It was on like a road. It was like that, and there was a gate. It looked like there was an entry there, but it's blocked off. and you had to go around the side and to get in.
You had to go under a gate.
I think you did, yeah.
It
was
was.
a big house.
Oh, is
big
it a
place.
house?
It was like-
Oh,
I don't know, because
I know St Thomas is literally, it's an old Victorian workhouse that's near us. That's
that's
not
probably the one.
And that one, oh gosh, that's a great place. I've
Is it?
done there at night time, and we went crack
Yeah.
a dawn in the morning, didn't we?
Is there a house in front of it or something in front of it?
No. Oh,
No.
there's two separate buildings.
Mm.
There's the big old workhouse, which is the accommodation block,
Yeah.
and then there's
Yeah.
another section which would have been where it was called Union. Was it something Union? Union
Something,
House or something?
I
That was
can't
the
think.
administration side of it, of the
Right,
workhouse.
I think that was the one I watched.
Amazing,
yeah.
that one. That's been revamped now. It's been
Yeah.
turned
Oh, is
into
it?
apartments. But what the best thing about it, which I love, they're keeping like the main features. They're actually keeping the building itself, and just because they've stripped it bare and everything, and they're keeping. It's gone really cold here. It's just dropped cold.
Keep going up.
It just threw me off. That I just felt it like.
Listen, what happened to me up there, I nothing else can change that now.
That's just, God. Yeah, they stripped it all right back to the brick, but yeah, they're keeping, because it's got the original bell tower on it, the clock tower and everything, and the layout of it all. So
Going
it's
to the original cells, and it's got the
morgue downstairs.
morgue as well, so it's still
yeah.
got the original morgue as well.
It's amazing.
That's good, yeah. So how do you feel when you go back, sorry, I just kicked a piece of stone, when you go back to these places, and sometimes you go back and it's gone completely?
It's heartbreaking. St Joseph's in Preston, that was amazing.
Yeah, I drove past that the other night, the other day as
Orphanage.
well. Yeah, there's just one
Yeah.
part of it left, so
It was an amazing place. They had the planning permission, weren't they? They had to keep a certain part of it.
yeah,
The
Tower.
chapel part, yeah, the tower part
Yeah.
where the old bell tower were, they had to keep that in with the planning permission of the place, and but it got set on fire, and is that still there? Tower.
the tower was there. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure- yeah.
It's sad. That was an amazing building, and do you know I still never got round it. It's a full.
Even though it's that big?
Never
Done it
got
3
around.
times,
Yeah,
3,
never
4
got round the
times.
full place.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
But you don't realise how many abandoned buildings there are in the
There's-
UK. It's just, because I'm looking at what when you're doing, I'm thinking, where are these places? Because I drive down roads, I'm on the road all the time. And you think, where are they?
It's amazing. It's like Manchester, for example.
Yeah,
You can be walking around Manchester, and I'd say you can be walking past buildings, and you will not believe how many of them buildings are actually abandoned.
No,
There's
it's
nothing in
just,
them.
it's strange, isn't it?
And they're left.
I go to the shop at the bottom of my street. Bottom of my street's really old. It's all like Victorian age and from that period, isn't it? It's really old. And I was walk past this one house all the time. Looked like somebody lived there. Well, 4 or 5 months I was doing this. We weren't in the house that long, about 3 years. So walk past every day for 3 years, say. Walk past it one day and there's people there knocking it down.
It was
It's
abandoned.
It was abandoned all that time.
Oh,
Yeah, but they were moving furniture, old furniture out of it and just putting it in skips.
oh, that's criminal.
Yeah.
The biggest thing I seen was a grandfather clock. I don't know if it was the original one, but it was a grandfather clock. It was just chucked in the skip.
It's
all
hard,
that stuff, and
horrendous.
it's like, That's at the bottom of my street.
Yeah.
And we do this all the time, and I didn't even notice that place was abandoned, but
yeah.
it didn't look abandoned.
No. And you wouldn't have
No.
thought. You
So
wouldn't have
a
known,
lot of
would
these
you?
ones, a lot of them, they don't look abandoned unless
Somebody
you're
told
looking,
you,
and you,
yeah,
and
or
you're
you-
really looking at it, thinking, no, and then you just got to keep an eye on it and just see
Yeah.
what happens. It's
Yeah.
multiple ones I've been to, drove past, looked abandoned, really abandoned, everything, doors are falling off.
Yeah, and people live there.
Watched it for 6 months, drove past one day, car on the driveway, some old lady living there.
Oh my God. Have you ever gone into a place where,
No.
or close to it?
Well, I have, but not where somebody should be living there. I went into one place and there was a guy in the attic. Yeah, it looked like they were doing a grow or something up there.
Ah.
So
Who else done that? There was another one who done that, wasn't it? He went in, I think he went into like an old war bunker or something. You come across all this.
do you know
stuff.
what? It's
It's common.
It's common.
it
yeah.
is common.
Yeah.
We had a great experience when we was out and about that night exploring.
In Moss Side.
In Moss Side.
Yes, Moss Side of all places.
You know, we
That
don't
place,
go
yeah.
exploring in Moss Side.
No, we.
But we did. Yeah, and he come jumping out. He went, "There's people in there. There's people in
Get
there." And
out.
I was like, and that's what he was doing. And then next thing, this car come flying down. What happened was he'd gone in.
We noticed this board was loose, so we thinking it back, and it was weird. We should have thought about it because before that you mentioned, there's a hose pipe running
going
into the
through
building.
into the building. I was like, why is this?
And then we're walking along the building,
It's empty.
and it's all boarded up. And we got to this one window, and you could see it was open. So pulled the board, and the board was attached to the window itself. So when you pulled the board, it opened the full window.
The window's wide open.
Even
And so it's
better.
like, that's good, the easy access. I said to you and Louise, then I said, you just wait out here and I'll jump in, I'll have a look around. So I jumped through this place, and I walk into the corridor, out this flat into the corridor, and I'm looking up and down. Next thing I'm walking up, and I could hear people upstairs, moving around. Like, there's people up there. But my thought was, maybe it's other urban explorers. And then I could hear Louise talking, then I could hear this guy talking, then I heard Aimee talking. I thought, there's other urban explorers out here. So I went back to the window, opened the window, and used to stood further back, and they're looking up. What are they looking at? And he's like, come up here, innit? Yeah, come up here.
He went, is that Lennon or something? I went, Louise went, no, it's Louise. And I was like,
Don't give your name.
So he went, are you alright? I was like, yeah. He went, what are you doing? She went, we're just explorers. That's what, because that's Louise for you. She's just like, anyway, he went, have you got a spare stick? She's like, no. Oh, and then he said to me, like, have you got a light? He was like, he's just asked for a stick. Why is he asking us for a light? It don't make no sense. He was keeping us talking.
Right.
So then
Now I've come back to the window and I've jumped out.
we're like, we need to go. People, he kept us talking.
Yeah.
Now by the time he's left, his car come flying down the
After
road.
yous.
I was like, it pulled out, it went past, and then it reversed and was like, get in the car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were coming for
They were
us.
coming
They
for
were
us.
coming for us.
He kept us talking.
You're really selling
That's
this
what he's
exploring.
I was like, oh God.
Yeah.
But it's just don't go. Just don't
No.
go. Don't go my side exploring.
Don't go Lower Barton either. Anybody
you
watching,
listening?
do not go to Lower Barton. Because you will get a madman in an attic with a machete.
Yeah, that's what
Really?
happened to you,
Yeah. I
Come
only
at
know if they had machetes is because after I'd done it, another urban explorer went in and they actually chased him out the building, and he said they had machetes on him. And there was more than one of them. Well,
It's quite
I went
dangerous,
in the daytime to this place. It's actually an interesting one. It's the funniest one I've ever done, actually. So I was taking my lad to college. He was about an hour early, so it's like, I've got a couple of abandoned buildings around here. I said, should we go check them, see if they're open? Yeah. And we'd been months and months prior to this place. We couldn't get in. I said, there's no hope for it, but it's going to burn some time off before I drop you off. We jumped over the wall. Hard time. It's like, the window's open. The window's totally open. So I'm like, yes, high-fiving it. Yes, we're in. I said, right, jump through the window. And there's like two doors propped up against each other. I thought, oh, that's odd. So I moved one of the doors out of the way. Then there was another door. Went open it. Went open. I felt like maybe there's screws and no screws. So I'm trying to turn this handle like this. And the handle's turning, pulling it. It's locked from the other side, this door. Didn't think anything of it. Okay. So let's get back out this window. We'll go around the back. Alright, went round the back. Seen the board. Thinking the board, and the board come off. Perfectly just come off like that. Put it down. Climbed in. And the door didn't have a handle this side. So looking like, oh, that'll do. So we just got this piece of metal and put it in the handle, turn it, pulled the door, and it opened. Then the door what we previously tried from the other side was in front of us. It's like, oh, look at that, it's a padlocking. It's locked and padlocked there. Didn't think anything because it's like, this place is massive, this is a big house. So we're looking round, creepy as hell downstairs, went upstairs, took some pictures. And we just stood there talking, and we heard in the attic, but it was somebody walking. We're like, hear that? He's like, yeah, I can hear it. And we heard it again. So we're like, hello, is anybody there? Nothing. So we're looking at these attics. It's 2 different attics. It's like nobody's gone up there because you can see all the cobwebs. And to the other one, and it looked the same. Oh, cobwebs all over that. Right, I said, we'll leave it for now. We'll come back tonight. Because that, it could have been pigeons, but it'd be good for doing an investigation because it's got a real good creepy vibes. We're hearing those noises. So if it's paranormal, we'll see if it does it again tonight. But there's one door and there's no handle on it and it's totally locked. We were trying it. Looking through, it's got a little peephole on it. I'm looking in, there's like loads of stuff in there. I don't know what it is, but we can't get in. Trying them. Right. So we left. Night time come, went back, climbed through the back window. And the door in front of me, no word of a lie, was still the same, locked. But some did wrote big man on it. That's all they'd wrote, big man. And we're looking at each other. Was that there before? And I was like, no, I don't think it was. I said, well, can't say it was, we can't say it wasn't because we were like, in the moment. I said, right. So we gardened downstairs, getting the vibe for the place, building energy. Went upstairs, doing a bit up there. Got some cinematics. Then we went into the hallway. We just done this like that door. Want to know what's behind that door. Well, let's see if we can try and open that door. So we're pulling the handle down, trying to open the door, not budging. And I just looked on the floor and there was a mat, and it moved from earlier on in the day. Earlier on in the day it was further under, where now it was out. Like somebody's been in there. So I lifted the mat and I could see this wire going into the room. It's the silliest thing we've ever done. We fell in this wire and it went down the floorboards downstairs. Oh, okay. I said to him, like, pull that wire. Just pull it, see what happens. So he pulls this wire and you can hear everything in the room go crashing. I thought, oh, God's sake. But well, if there's anybody here, they're going to know we're here now. Yeah. A few minutes later, we hear upstairs. Oh. And it's like, right, okay. And we stood there still. Hello? Nothing, but you could hear this like somebody was moving around, frantically moving around. So I went to the attic roof and I've got it, it's all on film, I'll put it up on YouTube there.
I'm going to watch this.
And I'm looking. Hello? Hello? Is anybody there? And all you hear is this guy scream out, what was it he said? I can't think what he said. Something about, I'm going to chop your face off.
Yeah.
So my lads run, so I've run to get him out.
I've never seen someone run, his lad ran and dived.
As I turn around and I run to go down the stairs, you can hear whoever it was
coming
drop out the attic because you hear them hit the landing. So as I'm running, I remember the door that we come through in the day, until said there was no handle. To use a piece of metal, so I run to that. My lad's already out the building. So I thought, right, if there's somebody behind us, don't know what they've got. So I just got the door and I just slammed it behind me so it's shut. So that gives me that bit of time to get out the window because he's going to have to stand there and try and open the door. We went outside, we were just laughing about it, waited outside for a bit, nothing. But imagine if that door didn't lock. I'm a big lad and there was a little window, right? So it could have went.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, we did.
Did you hear that talking then?
Yeah. That was here behind us.
It was?
Yeah. If anybody heard that, rewind this and have a listen.
That was,
yeah, I heard that.
That was clear as day.
Yeah.
That was a male.
If you're here with us, you can come in and join in.
Gone warm again before. If the attic went.
It's funny, it's because we're having a conversation and everything else, and these things happen all the time.
Yeah, they do.
You know, you had something there before, didn't you?
I could hear something before over there. It went really cold.
Just to let you know that Aimee and Moxley had been here an hour or so before we started filming this. We've been having a chat up there, and I was letting them listen to something that we've recorded, and then I put it on. I won't say what it is, but I put this audio on as well. Moxley tried to frighten Aimee when she was listening to it, and I actually thought Moxley'd come behind me and just pressed on my shoulders like that, and I jumped, thinking it was you, and I turned around to say, "Was that you, Moxley?" Then
did you not hear that?
What?
No.
That was hair. He went. Oh my god.
Hold on. Was it you what touched me on the shoulder? Would you be able to let us know? I've got like cold.
It's gone cold. It was, do you know what it felt like? As if something leaned in. And it just went, like that.
But
And it
that before was clear.
That was very clear.
We all three of us heard that
And
then.
before, but was upstairs. You had the headphones on listening. We heard clear as day someone talking
In the
in the room
kitchen.
there.
Yeah.
And then you could hear what sounded like oh my god, it's gone cold now.
I've just gone goosebump right through me.
Like-
Like something was like walking.
It sounded like something moving around, clothing moving around. Mad, clear as day.
Now we've done loads of podcasts down, a few podcasts down here like that, but we've not had this kind of audio. So if anybody listens, I just smell cigarette smoke. I used to not smoke, and you've been in here for ages now.
I've been here for a while now.
Oh,
There's something down here with us.
Yeah,
something's observing. It's join in.
coldness next to me now as well.
Do me a favour, move your hand again. Back.
What did you see?
I thought there was like a shadow there, but no, your hand wouldn't make the same.
Because the light is coming down.
Yeah, it's coming this way.
Not me.
No.
No, but you weren't doing that anyway, so.
Oh, I'm exaggerating it.
But
You're bumping.
the funny thing is, when we've done investigations down here before, that area there is always quite active.
Oh.
We've had it where we've been in the circle in here, but we'll try it later.
I can say something again.
I'm not looking up there, it's pitch black. We've had it where we've been in here, me, Jonathan and a few others, and we've actually spread out. And we've ended up, when you put the light on, we're all like close together, yeah. We've had some unusual things happening here.
See,
I
you just
feel, I
told
really
us.
badly feel something's here.
You haven't told us that previously.
No.
And I thought it was your shadow, but I know obviously it couldn't have been, but it's like quick movement just over that corner.
Yeah. But we'll be doing the paranormal investigation a little bit later on. I'm recording that one now. I don't know whether you used recording it with your cameras.
Yeah.
So they'll be recording the cameras, so you'll be able to watch them on their YouTube channels, and you'll be able to listen to it on mine, on Access Paranormal's podcast and on LT5 Radio. What a night to start, eh?
It is.
I love it.
Whose idea was it to come here tonight? Jonathan.
Jonathan,
where's
is
your-
not even there.
It's sun in it.
Yeah, he's sunning it. I'm here on my own. Imagine if you two hadn't said, I'd have gone home anyway. I wouldn't have stayed here on my own. But there's a thing with me and Jonathan, we don't come down here on our own. And there's a few times where we have a joke and that, and I'll start walking down the stairs and I'll look back straight away to make sure. I did it with you, Aimee, when you were coming down the stairs. Aimee, you wouldn't.
I know, you didn't know I was behind it, didn't you?
Yeah, it's like...
Just making sure you're still there.
Still there, yeah.
To be fair, I'm exactly the same. I love it, but it scares me. I will not lie. I will never deny the fact that no matter what, it still scares me because it's the unknown.
That's the best thing about the paranormal. You don't know what you're going to get.
People say, "Oh, why'd you do these investigations? Or all you're gonna do is be scared." It's like, oh, come on. It's like you don't understand
No.
when you're in that situation.
Unless you've done it for
understand.
yourself. Even a controlled environment doing it is totally different from going into an abandoned building and doing
You're
it.
more heightened in an abandoned building.
You're more
because you're on
heightened
edge.
because one, you might have heard it's haunted.
Yeah.
Right? Other people have been in, maybe done rituals, whatever, so you've got that to think of if they've done something right and it's opened a portal, you don't know. 3, you don't know who else is coming in. You could be upstairs doing what you're doing. Some of these equipment is quite loud, so you don't know who's snuck in through that broken window, that door or whatever. Number 4, neighbours, police.
Have you had that yet?
I've not.
Not really, no. We had it once, but it was over and done within seconds. Not
You're
really.
just very respectful, don't you? It's just
We did it in
Must be respectful.
Wales, the cave of Sandy Walls.
Yeah.
There's an abandoned house next to it. Well, it's not abandoned, you can go in it. It's kind of abandoned. And we were in there, we were doing an investigation and everything else. The next minute, these lights go past like that. And we're doing a talk and everything else. We kept it running. And the next minute, it's pulled up outside the place. We thought, oh no, security. And they actually spoke to us, and they were great with us and everything else, but like, they said, as long as you're not doing it, we get people coming in here and they cause damage, and that we weren't, you know. We said, well, actually, we were just coming to the end of the show, and we were going to go and do a great and that, but you don't know who's going to turn up on these buildings. You know, you've probably been to places and you're the urban explorers, so how many other urban explorers have been you bumped into, you know?
I feel like something's here.
I've not bumped into that many, to be fair, urban explorers. Only a handful. Maybe 5 in 3 years, so that's
good going.
It's not bad. Police turned up once in 3 years, so it's all about. All about how you approach the place. We always check it out, don't we, first? And as the neighbours, are we going to disturb anybody next door?
So it's respect.
Yeah, so we try and be as respectful as possible. But even as it's abandoned or not abandoned, you still got to be respectful.
Yeah, of course.
More so in an abandoned place, because if neighbours aren't here or neighbour sees you. That neighbour doesn't know what you're doing. No, they don't know you're an urban explorer.
Yeah.
Wait,
No, I didn't say anything.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did.
What was it?
And can I just say as well, I feel something's
You must have. I'm icy cold. You must have picked that up on audio. For me, live, right in the moment, it sounded like somebody went, "Wait." Like that. It could be wrong, but it's not like.
Don't say it's there, because I'm here.
No, it was here.
Oh, right, hang on. I jumped that way because I heard something that way.
I heard something here.
But I also feel like something's here. And the reason why I feel like something's here, because I keep getting the pressure in my ear. Like as if when you can't explain. The way I
know what you mean with the pressure in your ear.
It's like a pressure in my ear, and I feel like I need to move. I feel like it's here. Thanks. Be nice.
But they're not doing any harm to us, they're listening.
No,
I mean, if you think about it, I've been here 12 years. I'm still coming here.
Yeah.
Nothing's really bad. Did anybody hear that then? What was it?
I can hear movement. I can hear movement.
Mine was it?
I'm going cold here. No. Yeah,
no,
I heard that.
No, see, I can hear creaking.
Feel my leg there? You know how cold that is? I've not been cold at all tonight.
How was it? Who's here with us now? Can you ask you to come forward? So it proves that things do happen even with lights on.
Yeah.
I'm getting stuff now.
I heard that then.
It's in my ear. Can you tell me your name? This is creepy.
I just heard.
I'm not interviewing you two anymore. First and last this.
I just heard something go like that.
Yeah. Katie, who's going off? Katie. Oh, you've just come on your phone, haven't you?
Yeah.
So it could be the phone. Yeah.
I didn't realise you had Katie with you.
Yeah. So see, we do debunk as well.
We do debunk.
It's.
I feel like it's just shifted. It's shifted
the atmosphere's
down here.
Changing, yeah. And all I'm doing is interviewing them. I was doing the interview upstairs. I wasn't doing it down here. It was they come up with the idea. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So it's.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're all right. So you go to these places, and you know, have you been there and you've thought, we're not going in here?
A few times actually. I
do you get that
about
like
you, but
do you get like the feeling? No, we shouldn't go in.
Yeah,
let's go.
I went to a farmhouse with one of my mates. We turned up down a country lane, pitch black, pulled up outside. And it's very rare. I was going out the car, walked through the gate to this place, and just looking at it thinking, if I was on my own, there would be no way I could go through this gate. And just looking at it, and there's just an awful feeling to it. Even with my mate with me, walking outside, I don't want to do this one. I was like, you're alright, you'll be alright.
There's always one, isn't there?
I said, let's go in, let's check it. So climbed in. And it was actually one of the places where we went out near the end, where it felt like somebody grabbed my shoulder.
Yeah.
It was horrible, but from the minute I went in, I was just on edge all the way around. You have police station.
Oh, the police station.
Didn't even manage to hit record.
The first time I went to the police station, I've never been so on edge in my life. Didn't even record any of it. I can hear movement.
I made a noise.
No,
no, and
do you know what? 3-4 times I've been there. We went there last week.
Yeah, we were there last week, and that was a really good one.
Mm-hmm.
Great night. It's where the cells are. It's the old police station. It's old CID. And didn't expect to hear and capture what we did, and then what happened after that. It sounded like a growl, but after reviewing your footage, what have you got? It's not a growl for me.
It's not a growl for me, it is a voice.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was right behind us.
I've not enhanced it nothing, but it is
a voice.
Definite voice
The
right
male.
between us.
It's a man.
Yeah.
Have you got a man?
Yeah.
Oh, you've recorded on yours and you've recorded on yours.
And
so
that'd be great to put them together.
And the best of it is Simon, because Simon Explore Beyond, Simon and Sylvia. They're a couple. They come out. There's another time I hear a woman. Did you hear the same voice as well? And Simon, he didn't react as much, and I was like, "Did you not hear that woman's voice?" And he went, "Oh, was it not you?" Because his father.
Yes. Yeah.
And he was like, "No," he went, "You did hear it," but he thought, because obviously it was her feet. He said he thought it was either me or his wife Sylvia. Like, no, that was there as well. But that voice at the time, it sounded like a proper like that behind us, in our ears, because I reacted that way. You did that. It was like, it sounded like a growl, but when you actually listen to the footage, it isn't actually a growl. It's weird how you've heard it.
Yeah.
How the audio.
Yeah.
I've just seen something.
Who's here with us now? Do you want to make yourself known?
That was really fast.
Who's in here with us? Joe, we should have done when we started this. We should put cat balls around.
Jesus, do you know that really just caught me off guard? It went. What?
What were you just
No,
black.
yeah,
Black.
right.
I've never seen it dark that way.
Here, yeah.
Yeah.
But see this paper that's on the floor?
Yeah.
That moved like somebody. Do you do that? The wind, it moved just ever so.
It's not
much. It
dead
moved a
hard to
bit.
do as well,
Right, that was. I can't explain what
My
I
God,
have
on the
just
legs
seen.
again.
It's gone really cold. It was black, but it wasn't big. It was almost like stringy.
Yeah.
Yes.
You both done it at
because
the same time. You both done exactly the same thing then.
No.
That's
That
what it
is
looked like.
insane.
What did I see that? Because you got the light coming this way, so it was hard to see. But that's what it was like. It went.
How cool! It was like, well, I said it's like stringy.
Yeah.
And it went that way.
But that reacted to it. That piece of.
Wow.
Let me show you. This. Literally, that reacted to it at the same time.
That's
that
what
was
you want,
sat
isn't
here.
it?
Thank you.
I
Whatever
can't
it
see.
is.
I can't even see
Yeah.
because of the light. That's creepy. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do then. I think we'll end the podcast here while excitement's going on.
Yeah.
And then they're going to have to tune into either Aimee's website, Facebook page, try again, YouTube channel. I'm so used to do like websites, podcasts, whatever.
Just do them all.
Well, if you can't find those, find mine.
If you can't find this, I'm here.
Then you'll find me by watching this as well.
Yeah. So you've got to go to Aimee's, which is Shadow Hunters UK podcast, and Moxley's is Moxley's. Oh my God! Paranormal Explorers
World.
We'll get there all, but we'll lose them.
You've done really well at the beginning.
Right at the beginning,
You're going to
like that. I've got a great excuse. I'm on edge. So, what was yours again?
Shadow Hunters UK TV Paranormal.
Moxley's Paranormal World.
I couldn't do it any better myself, could I? And also, if you listen to L35 Radio, keep listening to it every Sunday, 9 p.m. till 10 p.m. This show will be on there. There'll be an investigation we're doing tonight, and that's going to be on there, so keep an eye out for that one. Hope you've enjoyed Aimee, hope you've enjoyed Moxley. Oh, luck with me anyway. So we'll be back again very soon on this podcast. Hopefully we'll get these two back again. That'd be fantastic.
Yes.
As a part 2, it'd be a must.
Yeah,
I'd love to
definitely.
know that.
Yeah.
Aimee and Moxley, thanks so much for coming in
Oh,
tonight
thanks
and
Thank
doing
you
this.
for having
Thanks
us.
for
Should
inviting us.
we go and do our paranormal investigation?
Yes.
Let's go.
I'm excited now because that was just, I can't believe you seeing the same what I saw.
Exactly the same. It was more the
That blew my
bag.
mind.
I seen something and I thought, no, it's the light, the trick of the light. And then the bag went, but then it went, and it started off.
I'm going up first, you're not.
And this is why I love doing podcasts with people like this.
It's
So we'll
amazing.
see you again soon here on Access Paranormal's podcast. Good night.